So when I asked my class the other day what I talk about a lot or what I like a lot, they said snow, my children, and coming from Australia. And I think they're right. I love the snow, I love my children, and I'm always telling people about Australia. So I have an Australian story for you today called What Made Tiddalik Laugh? And it's based on something that happens in real life in Australia, and I'll read you that now. In Central Australia, there are frogs which survive the drought by drinking so much water that they become as round as balls. Then they bury themselves and wait for the rains to come again. Maybe this is the origin of the Aborigine story of Tiddalik and how he drank all the water in the world. What made Tiddalik laugh? In the dream time, there lived a giant frog called Tiddalik. One morning, when he awoke, he said to himself, "I am so thirsty, I could drink a lake." And that is what he did. Then he drank a river, and then a billabong, and then a stream, but Tiddalik was still thirsty. All day long he searched for water, and all day long he drank. Slurp, gurgle, slurp. And at last, Tiddalik rested. He had to, for his whole body was swollen with water. That's better, he said to himself, and fell fast asleep. When the sun rose the next morning, there was not a drop of water to be seen. The rivers were dry, the lakes were dry, the streams were dry, leaves withered on the trees, and flowers wilted in the heat. "What are we going to do?" asked the birds and the animals. "Tiddalik has drunk all the water in the world." "There is only one thing we can do," said a wise old wombat. "We must make Tiddalik laugh." The animals were puzzled. "What does he mean?" they asked. "When Tiddalik laughs," the wombat explained, "he will open his mouth and all the water he has drunk will come spilling out." So, the animals decided to hold a playabout. They all gathered around Tiddalik. "Let the playabout begin," said the animals. Some animals told jokes. "When is water like a kangaroo? When it makes a spring." Ha 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 ha. "Why do bees hum? Because they don't know the words." Ha ha ha. "Why do birds fly south in winter? Because it's too far to walk." "And what did the mouse say when he broke his tooth?" "Hard cheese." Did they make you laugh? No. Tiddalik did not laugh. Some animals pulled faces. Let's see your best silly face. But Tiddalik did not laugh. Some animals played nasty tricks. Trip, crunch, oof, jab, yow. But Tiddalik did not laugh. And some animals did funny dances. Bum, 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 bum. But Tiddalik did not laugh. Some animals sang silly songs. Chirpy, 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 cheep, tweet, chirpy, tweet. But still, Tiddalik did not laugh. Now, deep down in a burrow, underneath the earth, Platypus awoke with a start. "What What is that noise? Platypus had not joined in the play about, for she belonged to no animal tribe and kept herself to herself. She had fur like a wombat, feet and a beak like a duck. She swam under water like a fish and laid eggs like a snake. So she lived alone and rarely saw another creature. But now Platypus was cross. She marched up the tunnel into the daylight. "Excuse me," Platypus grumbled, "but I was trying to get some sleep." Tiddalik's eyes popped out of his head. He had never seen such a strange animal in all his life. He began to smile, and a few drops of water fell from his mouth. And then Tiddalik laughed at the platypus. How he laughed! He roared and he guffawed, he chuckled and he chortled. Oh, how he laughed! And from his mouth all the rivers and lakes and streams came swooshing out. "Well done, Platypus," said the wombat. "Thank you for making Tiddalik laugh," said all the animals. The grass grew, the flowers grew. Everyone drank their fill as the waters returned to the earth. After Tiddalik, there were no more giant frogs in Australia, only small ones. But like him, they can fill themselves up with water and save it for a dry day. I hope you enjoyed the story of what made Tiddalik laugh. If you like stories like that, there's a whole series about Dreamtime stories written from Australian Aboriginal people. I encourage you to find them at your local library. Thanks for listening.